Once again, we're just people behaving proudly. We're just people behaving proudly. We are people behaving proudly. We are people behaving proudly, 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 proudly. Aren't you proud of what you're doing?
I am so proud. God be the glory.
God be the glory. Well, hello out there. Listen, I'm Michael Fisher, and again, we are people behaving proudly. I've had a chance to, Lord help me on this one, Father. I have a chance today to put a man sitting in this seat who I've been around ever since junior high school for sure. We grew up in the same neighborhood,
right?
But believe it or not, I used to be in a singing group that was called the Philosophics in San Francisco, California. And this man was one of the members. As a matter of fact, I think I got a picture around here somewhere. Let me see if I can get somebody to help me get this picture over here. Yeah, here we go. Well, look at here.
That's us, back in the day.
Back in the day. This is the Philosophics. Oh, we put a many years in, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We was in the world at that time.
Yes, we was. We was in the world. We was doing what the world people did.
Amen.
And still doing.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
Some of them.
But we were happy. We had fun with this. You know, we sung about love.
Yeah.
We didn't do the Lord too much, but we were saying about the Lord's work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. We talking about how we loved our woman.
We was having fun.
You know what I'm saying? We was having fun.
We had fun.
Yeah. Those were the days. Now, just to go to show you how things can come about a change, they say some people, they say sometimes it's too late to change, but no, we find that to be untrue. Huh?
Right.
It's never too late to change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm living with you.
All right now. And speaking of that, let me put this away for a minute and bring you up to date on what's going on now. This is the Reverend Lawrence Gray. Good friend of mine, Reverend Lawrence Gray.
So, Mike,
I am so glad to have you today.
I'm glad to be here.
This is my second show.
Okay.
This is number 2.
Okay.
And who's a better person to have you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man, I am so glad. Listen, I want you people to kind of pan over to what's over here. You'll see we have books here, which entitled, number 1, the first book, far right, is From the Streets of San Francisco. Crack, the Untold Story. How about that? Look here, you know, with me, I like to just go right into things.
Okay.
Let's go into that book.
Okay.
Let's go into Crack, the Untold Story. You want to tell me a little bit about it first?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something, man.
I was in my drug addiction. In my drug addiction, I was coming out of it. And I seen a commercial by Barry Sanders one day. He was running up and down the hill, and he said, "Why not build a house? Can't do that. Why not fly? You know, why not fly in the hang glider? Yeah, ain't gonna do that." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Why not skydive? Not gonna do that." He said, "Why not write a book? Well, maybe I could do that." So I got up and I went to the bathroom and I took a hit of my crack cocaine, and I said, "Yeah, I could write a book about this." But I couldn't write the book at that time because I was still using it. Yeah. So once I got clean, I decided to write the book From the Streets of San Francisco, Crack, the Untold Story.
What a title.
And this book is about 7 people in their addiction to crack cocaine, the scandalous lives they led and how they came about it. And I went to these people and I said, "I want your story and I want you to make it so graphic that you scare somebody not to ever pick up drugs, and also try to help somebody not to ever use drugs." And I'd like to read a little excerpt from that.
Go ahead.
From that book. At the conclusion of this book, after writing the stories and the ramifications of drug addiction, I write about the subject called tweaking. You'll hear this. You'll hear if you're in the drug world. People in the drug world use this term tweaking when they get to a degree of getting high. And tweaking is, I'll explain it to you. Okay. What is tweaking? If you have never been around people who smoke crack or crank methamphetamine, which is also related with tweaking, then this term means nothing to you. People who are addicted to crack often use this term when someone is doing something that can be considered abnormal behavior. For example, one might say that a person is tweaking when he or she just sits or stands still in a certain place for a period of time, suspended in animation. One might say in the drug world that a person is tweaking when he or she talks a lot, or to the other extreme is just quiet. One might say in the drug world of crack that a person is tweaking when he or she sits in a state of paranoia from smoking crack, thinking that someone is chasing them, thinking that someone is about to come through the door, thinking that the bark of the dog outside is coming after them, thinking that someone is looking at them from the house across the street with his lights on, thinking that someone is following them and that the police are about to break down the door. Any extreme of thought can be considered as tweaking. Well, I beg to differ. Tweaking is not tweaking as crack addicts have named it to be. Tweaking is not tweaking at all. To say that tweaking is any one or all of these things is putting it quite mildly. It took me a long time to figure out what tweaking is, and it did not occur to me when or while I was smoking crack what tweaking really is. I had to do some deep thinking to figure out what tweaking is, and now I know what it is. The definition of tweaking manifested itself to me while I was writing this book. I sat down and began to think what tweaking is. I can remember myself doing some of these abnormal things that I've just read about. Hearing voices speaking, cars driving down the street, stopping in front of the house at the stop sign with me so-called tweaking, wondering if it was the police. There are so many ways that a person can be tweaking that it is uncountable and even more unattainable. This is getting us nowhere. So what is tweaking? There's only one definition for the term called tweaking, and that definition is Satan. A person smoking crack comes from the natural thinking stage of life, inhaling this drug, crack, through the pipe into their lungs. The smoke quickly quickens itself straight to the human brain, causing a dramatic change of thought to the mind. And this is still not getting us nowhere. Let me make it simple. Tweaking is the spirit of Satan taking control of your heart, mind, and spirit, transforming your soul to the angel of darkness. When one is tweaking, they are not tweaking at all. They have become possessed by the demonic evil force of Satan. The prince of darkness has taken control. There's no other drug that can make a person do the things that they do when they have smoked crack cocaine. If a woman is willing to sell her daughter for prostitution for crack, if a woman is willing to sell herself as a prostitute for crack, if a woman is willing to do anything for crack, then that woman has become possessed by the spirit of Satan by smoking crack. If a man is willing to commit the act of homosexuality, if a man is willing to rape even his own mother and or sister under the influence of crack, he is demonically possessed by Satan. If a man is willing to hurt anyone and do bodily harm, even to himself as well as his family, if a man is willing to rob a bank, a store, with a gun, real or not, if a man is willing to do anything and everything to get some more crack, if a woman is willing to do anything and everything to get some more crack, they are not tweaking, my friend. They have become possessed by the spirit of Satan. In actuality, they have become Satan. They are the devil. Oh yes, let me say this also. This tweaking stage does not last that long all the time, but for the time that it does, that is exactly who these people come to be, Satan. These cases are extreme, but all of these cases, each and every one, has happened in the addiction of people who have and are strung out on crack. Not all cases are extreme, and this is the honest to God truth. The longer you smoke crack, the more open you invite the spirit of Satan into your soul. There's no such thing as tweaking, so stop playing with the term to justify a person's demonic act of sin, because sin is sin in of itself. Addicts, tweaking is one thing and one thing only. A person in this state of mind called tweaking while smoking crack has literally become the devil themselves. And if you are an addict smoking crack, crank, methamphetamine, you are worshiping Satan Every time you put the rock on the screen and inhale the smoke into your lungs, you take the chance, man, woman, boy, or girl, of committing the most perverted acts of sin in society that there are. You have become Satan himself in your flesh. You are the devil. That, my friend, is what tweaking is.
Ooh, that's powerful. You know what? I call that bringing it right down.
That's it.
To the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
As the old saying goes.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away.
Yes, sir.
This has been Jesus. How can I say it, Lord? This has been needed for so long.
Right, right.
I am so glad that you sat down and put something together like this.
Yeah.
People need to get this book and read it. But as I see, you didn't stop right there.
No, I didn't.
You went on down the road some more.
Yes, sir.
I am just blown away.
Yes, Brother Mike.
Listen, Reverend, I was reading right here where basically it's about people thinking that they can be slick, thinking they can be con artists with this life also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you talk here about how you never got caught. But people at work, you talking about your job now, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Which means that you were smoking on the job.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that on your break, instead of going to eat, instead of going to take your lunch break,
yeah,
you was taking a smoke break.
Yeah.
Okay?
If I could.
If you could.
If I had.
And if you had.
Yeah.
But right here, it says that a lot of people think they're slick. You thought, man.
Yeah.
I can see you now. Oh, shoot, ain't nobody gonna know I did this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna know I did this.
Yeah.
I'll go, smoke, and come on back to work and finish my 8 hours.
Right.
But in your own mind, your own conscience will tell you something different. If I can read a little bit,
go ahead.
You would say, I never got caught. I assume you're talking about smoking on the job. You would say, I never got caught, but the people at work suspected it was me. Okay? What are you talking about there, man?
I was actually stealing on the job. To support my habit.
Oh, yes.
I was taking the petty cash out the drawer.
Yeah.
And one day I would take $20, next day I'd take 30, next day I'd take 40, and then one day I took it all.
Excuse me 1 second. And you thought that you was getting away with that?
Yeah.
You really thought you was getting away?
Yeah, the people knew in their heart that I did.
Yes.
But they couldn't prove that.
Yes.
And that's what happened with addicts. They do stuff, undermining stuff, criminal behavior stuff. Yeah. And they do it with the pretentiousness that no one really knows. When in actuality, people do know because they know your behavior. Yeah. So therefore, you actually are living a lie. And sooner or later, it's going to come out. You only can hide for so long, but sooner or later, it's going to come out that you're a drug addict and you're doing the wrong thing. And, I got tired. That's all. I got tired because once you hit the rock bottom, your up is down, your down is up. There's nowhere to look. Yeah. You're either going to give it up, yeah, or you're going to die in it. Yeah. That's usually the bottom line, huh? Yeah, you're gonna, We would say, and I'm sure you said it too, this thing can only send you to jail. Even drug dealers think this. This thing, you're gonna go to jail, or you're gonna get rich, or you're gonna die. They think that too, I don't usually, the dealers think that too. Yeah. Why is that such a common thought in people's head? What do you think causes all that? Why do people think that? Well, I believe it's the drug itself. It seems like if you're a drug dealer, it seems like it may be a gateway to making fast money, a lot of money, real quick, real fast, and it is. Yeah. If you make it, but it's also a gateway that brings a lot of destruction because along with that comes people who are addicted, people who are in that lifestyle, and they're coming at you and they want to get high and they want to get drugs, and they're really, actually, these people are, like I said, they're possessed. Yeah. And they're demonically possess.
Yeah.
And when that demon takes over, anything goes.
Satan is good at coming up with a whole lot of ideas for you.
Yeah.
None relating to the man upstairs.
Yeah. And that's what happened with, and even the Beatles get caught up because also the attraction of the allure of making money becomes an addiction itself. Because you make it, you don't have some drug dealers don't use drugs at all.
Yeah.
But the power of that money becomes an addiction.
Yeah.
And now you want to make money. And then sooner or later, unless you make enough money and you get out the game, but sooner or later you're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
And then once you get caught, what? You gotta get a lawyer.
Yes, there's that money again.
Your money's gone. All that money you made is gone.
Yeah.
You got a case.
Yeah.
You're a felony.
Yeah.
You become a felon. So it's a no-win situation.
Wow. Now, can we move on to book number 2? Wow, I could stay there all day. I'm telling you, I can stay on that one book all day because it is so up to date.
Yeah.
We have so many people that are strung out on that word cocaine.
Yeah.
And that word crack is even worse than the word cocaine.
Yeah. Well, and what's happening today? They took crack to another level now. Yeah. It's methamphetamine. The methamphetamine is we call it crank.
Yeah.
But the meth is worse than crack, because what the meth does is you can make it yourself. The people who do make it, and then once you start smoking it, you don't have to buy as much as you did crack cocaine.
Yes.
But
I guess the same feeling.
Yeah, but the intensity of the high is probably 10 times as intense as crack. And that's why you see all these people getting paranoid and going crazy and doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Because the meth is real crazy. And the young people are getting caught up in that.
Yeah. Let's go to book number 2.
Book number 2 is called 3 Pennies.
Yes.
From Hell to Heaven.
From Hell to Heaven.
Now, while writing the untold story, while writing the untold story, you see that right there?
Yes.
While writing that, I took some meat out my mother's freezer.
Yes.
To sell for some crack.
Yes.
I had been stealing out the house a long time.
Yes.
My mother got tired.
Sad.
Yeah. She said, you gotta leave.
Yes.
So I left. I got on the bus, headed toward the homeless shelter.
Yes.
Down to the Tenderloin.
How about that? Come on now.
So as I'm on the bus, I see 3 pennies on the floor. Ooh. And I said, this is gonna be my next book.
Wow, how these things came to you. Isn't that something?
Yeah. I said, I'm crying now.
Yeah.
Tears in my eyes. I said, okay, God, is this where you want me to be? Okay. I didn't know what I was coming up against.
Yeah.
So I got off the bus. And then I went to the homeless shelter. Then I decided, because I could have went back home.
Yes, you could.
If I apologized and made things right.
Yes.
But I said, well, God, you got me out here for a reason. So I said, I'm going to live the homeless life.
What you say?
On purpose.
Yes.
I got on welfare.
Yes.
Food stamps.
Yes.
I slept in the streets. I panhandled. I did this for 3 months, and I did it in the Tenderloin, the most dangerous part of the city.
For those of you who don't know, here in San Francisco, there's a neighborhood, I'm sure there's one in your town too, that's called the Tenderloin. Now, how the Tenderloin got its name came back from the 40s and the 50s, when it was known as the best part or the best place in town to buy Tenderloin steaks. That's how that name came about, okay, the Tenderloin area. Okay. But it turned into a whole lot more than just some steaks. Yeah. Today, the Tenderloin area is what you call a skid row. Maybe in Los Angeles, they have what they call a skid row. Yeah. Well, that's also the Tenderloin here in San Francisco. Go ahead, Lord, finish your story.
Okay. So I'm down in the Tenderloin, and going through what I'm going through. I'm writing the untold story, and I'm writing this, but I can't complete or publish the untold story because I'm not clean. I'm still chipping. Right?
Yes.
I'm almost at the end of the book.
Yes.
But it does me no good to publish the book if I'm not clean.
Oh, go ahead.
So now I'm writing 3 pennies. And now, while I'm writing 3 pennies, one night I'm walking the streets, and this is I like to read this to you. This excerpt from the book. I'm getting on the bus, the 38 Gary.
Yes.
You know, the 38 Gary, and back in the day, ran from downtown. Remember?
Yes.
It ran from downtown at the Transbay Terminal.
Yes.
And it ran all the way to the beach.
Yes. Which is about a good 35, 40-minute ride.
It's about 40 minutes.
Yes.
Now, riding that terminal bus, I would do that, get my pillow, and sleep on the bus.
Yeah.
During this time, they wouldn't mess with you. The bus driver and stuff. You know,
yes,
you pay your fare, you get on the bus.
Sit down and ride.
So this night, I'm on the bus, right?
Yes.
So this is what I wrote. I took my seat in the middle of the bus and placed the pillow against the window and sat staring out into the darkness as I rode through the streets of San Francisco. End of the line, the driver said, getting off the bus into the darkness of the night. I stood at the top of the hill on the ocean beach, listening to the waves in the cold of the dark shadow, with the blanket of fog flowing gently back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It seemed like that I was also caught up in the waves of life, running back and forth, going nowhere, no destination, nowhere to go, just caught up in the span of parody, of nothingness. I thought about my family, my wife, and the kids, and knew deep inside of me that there was no more turning back. The days of forgiveness were over, and time was no longer a friend of mine. Time had taken its role, and the deeds of my being were at hand. No longer could I make it right through all of my wrong, and I had to face the reality of living alone. It scared me to think of what I had become, even more if I chose to stay in the realm of my addiction. There must be some way out of here, Jimi Hendrix. I had to find it, and I had to find it quick, or else I would definitely sink into the cesspool of the cement jungle and become another statistic, just a number of the many people lost in the world of homelessness. It was going to take a whole lot of moxie, a whole lot of guts and gumption to come out of my dilemma. I knew that it was time for a change, but I knew I no longer wanted to live the life that I was living. But how to break free was the challenge that I could not quite figure out, at least at the moment. But I knew that if I did not figure it out, I would eventually come to my demise. Let's roll, the driver said. I got back on the bus, staring out into the night, a fly caught in a spider's web, struggling to break free from the silk line that had me stuck and tangled. Getting set free, I knew it was not going to be an easy task. But then, once again, nothing good comes easy. 2 more trips on the bus route, and I was back in the streets again, headed towards Sister Mary's soup van. Hunger was the need that I had to feel at the moment, and the soup and bread was very satisfying. I walked the streets till the dawn broke the daybreak and headed to Olin's apartment. Hey Lawrence, how you doing? I'm all right. What's wrong? Life. What do you mean? This life that I'm living is wrong. Everything is jacked up. It's gonna get better. No, it ain't. I mean, it can get better, but the only way that that's going to happen is that if I make it better. So what you gonna do? I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm not going to. But I know I'm going to do something. I hope you don't do nothing crazy. Crazy sounds good to me, but that's all it is. It just sounds like that. I'm trying not to listen to it. You hearing things? Sometimes I hear things. You know, voices in my head. Yeah, we all have voices in our head. The question is, which voice you gonna listen to? What your voices be telling you? All kind of things. Sometimes I can't tell one from the other. I know what you mean. That's why I take my medication. Good for you, Otis. I don't need no medication. It helps me a lot, and it will probably help you. I got some upstairs if you want to take some. I'm not about to get caught up on taking prescription medicine. It works, Lawrence. I'm not kidding. I know it works, Otis. I see it working all the time for people who need it. I don't. Are you sure? Well, let me put it to you like this. I get enough medication for alcohol and crack and I don't need any more than that because I really don't want to use nothing. Man, that's good. When you get there, let me know how you did it. It won't be me doing it. Who will? Who will it be then? God. God? Yeah. When he says so, then it will be. You think God can help you? I don't think. I know. I just got to surrender. Surrender.
Hallelujah. Ooh. Get this book.
Yes, sir.
Get all the books.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
and this is coming from you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what makes it so real. These are true life stories. Your true life story.
Yes, sir.
My brother. I am just blown away. I am flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And you know, I had to go into my soul writing this book. And how this book, how Three Pennies came. This was published in 2005. This got published in 2013, 2012. Because what happened was, it's in the book. I don't want to tell you, but
yeah,
I don't want to tell you why I did
You gotta
that.
get the book. You must get the book to see what this man is talking about. Trust me, you want to read this book.
Let me give you this one more part.
Yes, sir.
In 3 Pennies. Yes, sir. Otis is my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Remember Otis?
Yes, you used to sing.
No.
That Otis, give it Otis.
I'll tell you that off
Yeah,
camera.
man, how many people?
Okay, anyways, Otis is my cousin. So I'm living at Otis' house in his apartment until I use up my days. Then I live in the street. Yeah. Pretty soon I had no more days because I messed up with the property manager, so I didn't come back. So now I'm living in the street. So now I'm saying spending time at Otis' apartment was getting to be a drag. It was becoming very depressing. Sitting there waiting for people to come by to get high. I had no money, did not have a source of bringing in any. Welfare and food stamps were not faring well. My children needed stuff, and the little amount of money that I was getting just wasn't making it. Being homeless had become a curse, and I wanted out of it. 2 months was long enough. Hey God, I had enough. I don't want to do this no more. That's what I thought in my mind, but God did not give me any response. Hey God, you there? I'm tired of this homeless situation. I want out. Hey God, do you think that you can make one of those things happen that you do? I mean, a miracle. I sure need one right now. I promise I will live right from now on. Come on, God, give me a break. I was tired of looking at Otis in his happy-go-lucky mood all the time. That too had become bothersome. Is something wrong, Lawrence? It's jacked up. What's the matter? Everything is the matter. I'm tired of this homelessness. I'm tired of not making any money. I'm tired of welfare and food stamps. I'm tired and I'm tired. Sounds like to me that you got to do something about being tired. You want to lay down for a while? When he said that, I busted out laughing, thinking he doesn't get the picture. Oh man, how beautiful it is to not have the elevator go all the way to the top. How beautiful it is not to have any responsibility. How beautiful it is not to have a care in the world. What a life. What's funny, Lawrence? You? Oh, I said something funny to make you laugh? Yeah, you did, Otis. And I needed that. Yeah, ain't nothing like a good laugh. Sometimes that's why I watch I Love Lucy. She always makes me laugh every time I see her. You know what I mean? And you know, and then it's like sometimes in the drug world there's laughter.
Yes.
And, you know, you want to escape. You know,
you do.
And so you gotta laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
Keep from crying.
Yes.
You know, and that's how me and Otis I got down with that in 3 Pennies all the way through. You know.
Yes. I want to ask you this question. Well, let me ask you right now. Why we're in the middle of this here? What school and college did you go to? I read in here. I'll set you up. I read in here about your college thing.
Yeah.
How you learn?
Yeah. I didn't graduate from high school. I was 15 credits short. I went to continuation school and I didn't like it, so I dropped out. But I went to college, you know, with the lie that I did graduate because there were 2 Lawrence grades in the school.
Yeah.
So I just filled out my application.
Good story. Go ahead.
And they let me in, right?
Yeah.
And I went through all my jobs, everything, all the way through until just recently. You know, I went to apply for a job and I put I graduated and because you know I'm Lawrence Gray and Lawrence Gray.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you haven't graduated, so guess what? We can't hire you.
And you have to use this guy's name all the time.
It's my name.
You say it's yours, it's yours. But you said this guy here.
But I was living a lie, saying I graduated.
Yes, yes, yes.
And what that comes about to say is your wrong will catch up with you.
It will catch up with you.
30, 40 years later.
I read an insert in your book where you were saying about the I went to the college
that's a thing.
It's in we'll get to that book in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll save it then. We'll save that for then. No, you found 3 pennies one night on the 38th year.
I was on the 15th.
You was on the 15th then.
Going to the shelter.
Okay. And there were 3 pennies on the floor.
Yeah.
And you picked those 3 pennies up.
Crying.
And turned to move that book.
Yeah. This book here is my #1 bestseller. This book here, I tell people, is like ice cream. If you like ice cream, you know when you get to the last scoop, and it's gone, and you want some more, but it's gone.
Yes.
But see, that's what happens when people read this book. They keep turning the page, but they can't put it down. So I say, don't turn the page so fast. Read it slow and enjoy it, because once you get to the end, it's done. So people have read this book in 2 days, in 1 day. Yeah, because it's that gripping, it's that entertaining. Yeah, because I'm real with it. I'm real with everything that I wrote.
It's that real. It's that real, and that's what makes your book fantastic. By the way, you know we're live.
Okay.
We're on YouTube and we're live.
Yes, sir.
You say hello to the YouTube world.
Hello, YouTube world. What's going on? Reverend Gray coming at you.
Listen, we've been talking about. Go ahead.
Visit my website at 3pennies.com. That's THREE-pennies.com. And you can see all my books and the excerpts from them.
Amazon has your books.
Amazon, they're also at Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you contact me on my email, L_Gray, I think you'll get the credit soon. Yeah. If you contact me,